Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Charles here from the CG Sports Podcast, and today, man, we are back once again. Y'all already know what we here from, man. I don't even got to let y'all boys know anymore. Y'all already know we are here for our nightly playoff analysis, man, so I'm not going to waste any of y'all boys' time, man. Let's get straight into it. So we had game threes today, and all of them, for the most part, were pretty exciting games to watch. We did have one blowout game today. The other two were pretty exciting, to say the least, up until, a little later. But let's get straight into it, man. So starting off with the earliest game of the day, we had an Eastern Conference matchup between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. Now, of course, this was the first game over in Miami. We know Milwaukee won the first two games on their home court pretty much with ease. Obviously, Chris Middleton hit a big shot to win the game for them in game one, but game two was pretty easy. They had, I believe, 60 or 70 points in the first quarter, so that was out of this world. But another pretty good game for them all around. Of course, led by Chris Middleton, 22 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Giannis, 17 points, 5 assists, 17 rebounds. Drew Holiday with 19 points, 12 assists, 3 rebounds. All around, all the stars showed out today, as well as Brook Lopez, too, even 13 points. Bryn Forbes off the bench with 11. Bobby Portis off the bench with 11. Pat Connaughton off the bench with 9. Just an all-around great performance here for the Milwaukee Bucks. Final score, 113-84. The Bucks are able to hold on. They take a 3-0 lead. And if you guys see my video from a couple days ago, I said if there was any game that I felt that the Heat were going to be able to win, it was going to be game 3. It was going to be the first game they were playing back on their home court. I figured maybe they'd be able to pull this one out, but all around, a very disappointing game for them, and just everyone's play was just a little underwhelming. Jimmy Butler, 19 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. Not a bad game necessarily, but it's not what you expect from him out of the playoffs. Trevor Ariza, no points, no assists. Did have 6 boards, so I guess that's all right, but not really what you want out of him either. Bam Adebayo, 17 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. Pretty decent game, but you look at everyone else, and it is pretty disappointing. Goran Dragic, 8 points, 2 assists and a rebound, not going to cut it. Duncan Robinson, 2 points and 3 rebounds, obviously not going to cut it. We know how big of an impact he had in last year's playoffs, really being that spot-up shooter, the guy who can run off the screen or go off the catch and bang those threes. So not having him produce hurt them a lot, as well as Tyler Hero, another guy who had a huge impact in the Heat's playoff run last year. 9 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. Just not going to cut it, man. And I know a lot of people came into the series thinking it was going to be similar to last year's, and it just hasn't been that way. We spoke about it before. Milwaukee's a different team. They have Drew Holiday now, who's been a huge addition, and the Bucks just look like a better team. And these Heat role players, similar to what we're seeing from the Mavericks right now, is you see how well their role players kind of step up come playoff time, and they're really helping them to get a good distance in these playoffs. And that's what the Heat really had going for them last year, is their role guys were really able to step it up. But this season, it hasn't been the same. The role players have not been doing their part. It's been down to just Jimmy, Bam, and sometimes Goran. And even Goran didn't show up today. Nobody really played to their full potential. And just because of that, Bucks are up 3-0 now, and they'll get their chance in, I believe, 2 days to go ahead and sweep the series and get some resting time, while they wait to find out the winner of that Nets and Celtics series, which could also be a sweep. So we'll see how that one goes as well. That game 3 will be tomorrow, so we'll definitely have a video coming out for that one. But that's going to do it for this one. So once again, for those of you who missed it, final score 113-84. Bucks win in dominant fashion and take a 3-0 lead. Now, our second game of the night was a Western Conference matchup here between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Phoenix Suns. Now, we know, of course, games 1 and 2, the Suns split at home, Lakers split on the road. You get that. Now, going into LA, I felt these were going to be some very big games, because I felt like if the Suns could keep up with the Lakers on the road, they could come back home and close the series out if they would have been able to sweep on the road. But of course, we now know that did not happen. Lakers win this one 109-95. And listen, not the worst game from the Suns, but clearly not producing the way we expect them to. Devin Booker, 19 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. An okay game, but really not what you want to be seeing out of your top scorer come playoff time. Chris Paul with 7 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. You could definitely tell that shoulder injury has really been affecting him. And we went from where I felt pretty confident that the Suns had what it takes to take down the Lakers, but now I really don't feel that with how Chris Paul has had to play through this injury. Devin Booker's really not showing up, and it's definitely getting tough, and it's similar to the situation with the Heat, where the role players really aren't showing up. You see Jay Crowder, 9 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Mikal Bridges, 6 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. It's just not enough. But one guy I will give credit to is Cameron Payne. He definitely did his thing off the bench today. 15 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Definitely what you would like to see out of him, as well as Torrey Craig, 11 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds off the bench today. Pretty solid performance by those guys, but other than them, everyone was pretty disappointing today, besides DeAndre Ayton, who scored 22 points. I'll definitely give him credit for that. That's a pretty good scoring performance for him. But nonetheless, man, a tough game for the Suns. And going over, looking at the Lakers, just a great performance all around. Anthony Davis with another phenomenal performance, 34 points, 11 rebounds in 40 minutes of playing time. These are the type of performances we're going to have to see from Anthony Davis on a day-to-day basis if the Lakers want to get, to go the distance. Of course, we know they're going to get the winner of this Nuggets-Blazers series, which we'll get into in just a couple of minutes here. But listen, for them to be able to beat a team like Denver, or even let's just say if they get Utah in the conference finals, if they manage to get through that too, AD is going to have to play at a top-tier level. He's going to have to play like a superstar, and having games where he's dropping double-doubles like this is going to have to be a regular thing for him if he wants to get this team the distance. And LeBron with another great performance, 29 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. A little bit low on the points and rebounds there, but, they'll definitely take it. AD stepped up and did his thing. Andre Drummond had 6 points, 11 rebounds. Definitely take that. Dennis Schroeder once again running with that bench unit, and it shows you once again, we spoke about this after the last Lakers game, how I wanted to see Schroeder play with the bench unit, and you've seen it once again today. And look at how much success. 20 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. You'll definitely take that for Schroeder, because although Schroeder does normally play in the starting lineup, he's really more of a sixth man to me, because he really does run with that bench unit. The second Braun comes off the floor, he's really facilitating the offense, kind of running everything. But the one thing I got to cut the Lakers for here is their lack of bench scoring, man. Obviously, Schroeder did his thing, but he's not technically a bench player. You look at Kyle Kuzma, 8 points, 3 assists, 10 rebounds is nice, but 8 points not going to cut off the bench. Caruso with 4 points. Wesley Matthews with 8 points. Marc Gasol with 3 points. Now, obviously, it'll get you through for right now. But going the distance, and when we look at teams like the Nuggets or like the Jazz who have such depth and their benches score just about as well as the starters do, the Lakers bench is definitely going to have to step it up in the near future. They gotta do something different. They got to start getting some points produced off the bench. And something else to keep in mind here, Lakers win by 14 points without the presence of Montrezl Harrell. And that is big to me, because we know what Montrezl is able to do for them when he plays off the bench. We know what he's able to do. The man has a huge impact, and for them to win in this dominant of fashion without having him definitely says something to me. But big thing here for the Lakers, they're going to be playing, obviously, Game 4 will be on their home court as well. And if they can win that game, the Suns are going to be in some real trouble. They'll put themselves down 3-1 and be forced to win 3 games in a row. Of course, 2 on their home court, 1 on the road, if they did manage to do it. But this next game, I really think that Phoenix has to split on the road, as the Lakers did, if they want to keep themselves in the series. You don't want to go down 3-1 to LeBron James, because LeBron is not the 2016 Warriors. He's not going to give up a 3-1 lead. I can promise you that. So for me, for the Suns, it's make or break Game 4 in LA. And they really didn't play a bad game, but obviously we spoke about what went wrong for them. So for me, definitely role players got to step it up. Chris Paul, I know his shoulders hurt, whatever. I think you got to suck it up and accept that this game is make or break, and you got to make it happen. You got to get in there, got to do your thing, get this series tied up, and go back to your home court tied at 2 apiece and work from there. But for now, like we said in last week's video, you got to take it one game at a time. You got to worry about Game 4 right now, then worry about Game 5 after you get through that one. So big thing here, Suns got to step it up with the scoring on everyone's part. Not only just the stars, but the role players as well. Everyone's really got to step it up, start playing team basketball, and, tie this series up and make that happen. So the final game we had of the night, it was the Denver Nuggets and the Portland Trailblazers. Now, I know if you guys watched my video, I was pretty upset seeing that Denver wasn't able to win both games at home. And I really did not have confidence that Denver was going to be able to take down Portland on the road. But they did it tonight, man. Final score, 120-115. Nikola Jokic, 36 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds, and only 35 minutes of action. Now, I know what you're saying. Only 35 minutes. 35 minutes for Jokic is really not that bad, considering we've seen him play 42, 44, 46 minutes in other playoff games. Actually, I'm pretty sure he got up in the 50s in that one game that he played, and that went to double or triple overtime last year, however far that went. So for him to only have to play 35 minutes and they still are able to get this win is definitely huge for them. And huge shout out to Austin Rivers, man. And, you know, without Jamal Murray playing, obviously the guard play has been slacking a little bit. But Austin Rivers definitely stepped it up today. 21 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Not the greatest performance, but definitely picks up some of the slack that has been lacking over there in Denver with obviously not having Jamal Murray. So that was definitely nice to see him kind of facilitate the offense, you know, when Jokic comes off the floor. And even when Jokic was on the floor, he was still doing his thing, man. Even Aaron Gordon, 13 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Definitely a decent performance out of him. MPJ, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Huge game for him. And Campazzo, I really didn't know this dude until game 1 of the series. He's like the little 5'10 guy. And listen, 11 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. They'll definitely take that as a point guard off the bench. They'll definitely be happy with taking that. But the one guy who I really want to see a little bit more out of in the near future is definitely going to be Paul Millsap. You look at tonight, 5 points and 2 rebounds. It's not going to cut it down the stretch. I think Millsap definitely is going to have to step it up, especially because he has not always been starting. We have seen him play off the bench, and I think he's a veteran presence. He's a guy with some playoff experience. I think he needs to step it up, get something going off the bench, and try and have an impact here. But we've spoken about the Nuggets. Let's get into the Blazers stat line, man. So Damian Lillard, of course, you know this is the guy we got to talk about, the leader here in Portland for many years now. And he had another great performance, played 40 minutes today, 37 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. A great game all around. It's unfortunate that Dame can put up games like this and just they're still not able to take it down. But I've been telling you guys since the playoff prediction video, I thought the Nuggets were the better team coming in. Even without Murray, I had good confidence in them, and I feel so much better about my take of the Nuggets winning after seeing them take a huge win like this on the road. But other stats for Portland here. CJ McCollum played 41 minutes, 22 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. Pretty good game for him. Yusuf Nurkic, 13 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Definitely a pretty nice passing day for him. Norman Powell off the bench, 18 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Great game for him. Melo with 17 points and 2 rebounds, also off the bench. And all around, just a great performance for Portland. But the Nuggets were simply the better team today. So definitely for Portland, obviously in a similar situation to the Suns where they're down 2-1. But for me, it's a different situation because the Suns, obviously, they've struggled the last 2 games. They're losing 2 in a row. And it just kind of feels like they're starting to lose hope. Where for me, with the Blazers, I feel a little better. You know, they're not with a team playing through injuries or a team that's been struggling to score the ball or anything of the sorts. They've played up to par. They've just been getting outplayed. So for me, I don't think them losing this game 4, it breaks the entire series. But obviously, you would like to see them tie this series up heading back over to Denver. But for me, I think the Nuggets are going to hold it down, man. The Nuggets have looked so good. I think they can legitimately take this 3-1 lead in the next game and, you know, basically go on their home court with a chance to cut Portland off. And I think that'd be a great situation for them to put themselves in, as well as for the Lakers. Obviously, they'd have to go play on the road, but you'd love to be up 3-1 going into a road game with way less pressure on your back to win. So, yeah, man, that's going to do it for today's video, man. Hopefully, y'all boys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If y'all are new and you enjoyed the video, we're making daily playoff analysis like this every single day. Make sure y'all go follow my Twitch. All my socials will be down in the description. And until next time, it's been your boy CG, and I'm out. Peace.